Just Recovery Simcoe is a collaboration of roughly 40 groups from across Simcoe County. It includes faith-based groups, community organizations, climate activists, local businesses. And the thing that we were noticing was during COVID, during kind of this pandemic time when we're dealing with issues such as climate change and systemic racism, that we really wanted to make sure whatever the next steps our governments take, that they do it in a way that really supports our communities and really supports our people. And we take this opportunity to learn from what we're seeing now as the outcomes. So it is a collaborative effort of us proposing some policy shifts that the local governments, provincial and federal governments can take to make sure that, at least within Simcoe County, that we are doing what's best for our local economy and our people. We just started to talk to people that we knew, that we had met through other events. Some of them are labor, some of them, like I said, are faith-based, some of them are Indigenous, and just try to build a big table where citizen groups and advocates for their community and people can come together and put together some ideas. So that's kind of how it started, and it has been a pretty collaborative process. We have a website, justrecoverysimcoe.ca. On it, there is a survey that people can take to kind of outline what they see in their community. What are some things that they like about their community? What are some things they want changed? And we're taking all of those surveys and putting it together into our recommendations. Our recommendations right now focus on 3 principles. When municipal governments, provincial or federal governments are making policy decisions, they focus on 3 things. They're investing in people, they're investing in communities, they're investing in nature. We feel that decisions don't have to just be fixing one problem. What we need to do is more with less, and we need to be thinking long-term versus what is a short-term game here. So if we improve the access to our communities by making it more walkable, that's actually also addressing climate action. It's actually making the municipal government much more municipally or financially sound, and it helps address equity. So there are things that can be done, and we want people to give us their opinion of where their community is to help us really understand what is the experience at the community level. And then also on that website, they can send a letter to the municipal councillor to say, we want you to support these principles as you make those further decisions. So that's how we want people to get involved with us, yeah. So what we've done so far is the 40 groups and businesses that were involved have come up with those 3 planks, like I said, and within each of those things, invest in people, invest in community, invest in nature, we already have a few recommendations. For example, like I said, making our communities more walkable, protecting the green space that we have, because as you know, during COVID, access to nature has become a bit of a sticky point. You've got beaches closing, some people have large amount of forests that they can go to, others have to travel to get to it. As we kind of consider future pandemics, heat waves, climate things, climate repercussions, we have to be thinking about that. Now the next step is to take the survey responses that we get and to then also work with our 40 groups to say, okay, let's give municipalities a little bit of help and say, okay, here are, if you want to address this bullet, this recommendation, here are the next 5 things that you can do. And here are the things that are going to be 0 cost to no cost, or low cost, I should say, to you. And here are things that are require a little bit more thought and maybe reprioritizing. So it's really just about, as you spend each dollar, are you getting the most out of that dollar, or are you kind of going back to status quo problem solving, which has brought us this far? I'd say overall, when people read what we're asking for, it's not, again, like we need you to spend $2 million on this and you need to set up all these new funds. It's really just, let's stop and think about how one decision can benefit the most amount. How do we make a decision for the greater good versus just, we're just going to build X and not think about how to make it adaptable and climate resilient.